Why, hello, guys. Basically, what I'm doing here is pre-grading here. I plan to send all of these into PSA here with the new sports special for $18.99. It is almost the end of March here, so I only got a couple days to send this in. I plan to send in a lot. I sure hope $18.99 a piece for these is worth it. But the only reason I'm doing this video here is I actually recently saw a guy who had a card back damaged, and he suggested doing this by just going and showing the front and back real quickly. And so I just thought, man, I gotta look through them anyways. So if you guys enjoy the video, great. If you hate it, sorry, you don't have to watch it. But kind of more so to cover my back in case something would ever come back from PSA damaged. I can kind of prove here that at least on video what the cards looked like before I sent them in. Most of these are, I should say all of these are from the 2000 Topps Limited Edition set. These are numbered to 4000, not serial numbered, but they only made 4000 set. A lot of these Hank Aaron ones, I expect nines. I think some tens. Most of the other ones, I expect tens. I'm not sending them in. There's a couple like the Griffeys. I think the Cal Ripken and the CC Sabathia. I thought those are probably nines, but for the most part, those are all nines or tens, uh, in my opinion. I also bought a set of these. They're called Allen and Ginter X. I think they're from 2017. I hope they even take Magna Carta being a sports special. I don't know if they will or not, but bought a whole set. There's probably more I could have sent in. I just don't know about these sets with all these random non-sports guys and things. But the only reason I'm sending these in is because I expect tens, and so uh, I was really picky with this set. You know, sometimes they have a little. I just don't know how they're going to grade it there because just with the surface and things like that. And so we'll see what happens. Now, these here are all from the limited edition set, as you can see here. This is from 2018, so obviously this is Otani's year and things like that. I gotta be honest, I sent anybody that's a star or anybody that is a even a semi-star sent in. These are so clean and so nice. I expect nines and tens for all of these, except for the Otani. When I'll talk a little bit longer when I get to it, but again, this is more just to show it. I anything and everything. I thought these are again not serial number, but they only made 1,000 of these, and yes, even like the Tim Andersons and Steven Strasburgs of the world, I'm gonna send in because I do think they're gonna gem. I think they'd have to be incredibly harsh to not give all of these a 10. There were some that came out of the set that has some ding corners and such, but obviously didn't send those, and I only sent in ones that I thought would be nines or tens. I even had, I got a lot of these to go through here. I even had more that, yeah, Hunter Pence. We'll see if, yeah, whatever. But the only reason I'm sending in because they're tens. Carlos Rodon, I forget who he signed with, but thought maybe he'd uh, could do something. I should get these back. I don't know, probably towards the beginning part of the year. Not at all before opening day. I'm probably not even gonna send these off until opening day. I can't remember when that is, if that's April or not. But uh, get these back hopefully by the time school ends, late May, early June, depending on how quickly PSA has been rocking and rolling. I mean, a lot of those other ones I got in within a month about, and I'd imagine they did this sports special. I know they just acquired SGC. I can't say I know the ins and outs of it, but I'd imagine they did the sports special because they're looking for some cards coming in the door. Again, I know some of these are semi-stars at best, but they look so clean and so good. I'm expecting tens for all of these, and I am kind of with you counting up the money. But there's a lot of money I'm going to be sending in. But here, of course, is the Otani. Again, there's only 1,000 of these with a limited edition. Uh, I think it deserves a 9. There's a little bit of white, I gotta be honest, I can't remember which corner. There's a little bit of flaking in here, if I remember correctly, but anything, I do think it has the potential to get a 10. I think if somebody wants to be a super harsh jerk, they could knock it down to 8, but they would be just nitpicky in every minor flaw. I do think it's going to get a 9. I think it probably deserves a 9, but it's got a potential. It's got potential. And whoever grades this poor thing is going to get sick of seeing these cards and maybe be able to spot the flaws really quickly. But again, even most of these borders had really good coloring, not any white showing. And what's also amazing is this is, I suppose now it's 6 years ago, but so many of these guys aren't even on the same stinking team. It's unbelievable how much they change. But at any rate, again, I feel bad for the guy. Well, I don't feel bad. I think it should be an easy stretch to go through these because they're just going to be, they're so clean and they're so nice, in my opinion, that should be easy 10s, in my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think about some of these guys I'm sending in. I just thought, man, if I can get a 10 on them and only 1,000 of them, it's going to be kind of like my members only that I like sending in. It's going to be an educational process to get people to understand that these are the limited edition version and there's only 1,000 that were made, only 1,000 sets. But I got to be honest, if I ever see another set going on eBay, I'm going to pay up for it. I think I paid, after taxes and shipping, I think I paid a little over $800 for this set. Obviously, I don't even know how much in grading fees I'm going to pay, but it's going to be substantial, to say the least. But, man, oh man, I just, again, there was a good number that I had to take out, believe it or not, of other superstars, or I should say semi-stars that I took out, but obviously sending a lot in, and I think I'm going to do pretty well on the grading. They just came so clean and so nice. I was worried kind of the way it's boxed. They're just in kind of a thin box, so their potential to get banged around in shipping and things like that is certainly there. But luckily it didn't happen. Now this one I had too. I that's in the case still. I'm debating whether the crack I sent in. I paid too much for that. I think I paid $72 for that. That was not a good purchase of it. Send that in for grading, it's going to be even more than that. So not wise on my end to buy that to regrade, and I don't know how much I can get for it after it comes back, what should be a 10. This looks really nice and clean here. That is something I paid $10 for. Sorry, it's a little slower because I got my notes in here, but I do want to get these on camera to make sure that they're bent. Jim Tomey, number 25. Only spent $2 on that, so I do that every day. Charlie Blackmon's not really someone I'm looking for, but if I can find a clean card and number to 50 and send it in, and again, I'm only $2 into it, so $20 all in, probably after the shipping and things like that, I'll do that. This was the start of my spending spree. Bought a bunch of stuff like this. I don't even know who this guy is. Not the smartest thing. I think it's going to be a 9. Probably overpaid for it. I started seeing how much those are going for, and again, I think I overpaid for it with $36. It's going to be over $50 after shipping. It's got a shot at a 10, but this is supposed to be a case hit. I don't know how much people care about it. I'm trying to see now if that is. I want to make sure that is on the, yeah, that is clean there. There's a little thing on the protector here, but especially in orange one, number 25. I know Juan Soto's not on the Padres anymore. However, again, my spending spree has paid $34 for that. Spent some cash, boys. Spent some cash. Now my Vladimir Guerrero. This should be an orange version, again, numbered to 25. Bought that one raw. Spent $30 on that. I bought a whole Transcendent set which is this card, thinking I can grade a whole bunch of them. Out of the, I think, 50 cards, I'm sending one in for grading. And so I was really disappointed in that. I spent $330 on that set. This I bought a lot of. Dylan Cruz was a huge draft pick. This was the only clean one. I bought, I think there were 7 in the lot. I bought the lot for $7, excuse me, $13, so I'm $1.62 in. I forgot this one too. It's Paul Goldschmidt. I think it's going to be a 9. This is actually thrown in for free with that other one, so I can't complain. I think it would be a 9. This is the only one I bought. A set of these. Got a whole bunch of them numbered. This is numbered in 1952. But I think that was, I just thought it was such a cool set. I can sell them one at a time. And that was the only one I found to grade. That past mini one, Bobby Wood, I bought at a card show for $2. I think it's clean and it's not going to be worth much when it's graded. But if I get a 10, which I think it should, it'd be more than $20. I bought a mini set for, I think, $65 and found 3 to grade. There's really only 3 or 4. Maybe the Juan Soto might be the other one to grade. Maybe Cody Bellinger. But found these 3. All these 3 I think are going to be 9s. I'm not 100% sure. They have the potential to get high. It just depends on how the guy grades them. But I think they're going to be 9. This one I think is going to be a 9. I sold one in the past with the PSA 9. You can see it's kind of off-center. For about $115. I bought that one for $65, so getting grading fees involved and not making a whole lot of money there. But I think the chance at a 10, I think is going to be a 9. Now these here are going to be a bit redundant. I bought a lot of 50 of these. I think I spent $270. I know that this is going to be flooded. These are selling for about $5 a piece. I paid a little over $5 a piece for them. Bought 50 of them again for, I think at the taxes, like $270. So whatever that mathematically comes out to, $5 and change for each one. I just thought with the grading, if they get a 10, obviously going to come way after the tournament is over. Hopefully she gets Final Four, if not the championship here, the number 1 seed. But she should be, after she declared for the draft, should be a high draft pick. And so I'm hoping they go too much down in value when I do it. These 2 I bought a lot. Paid about $5 a piece for them. I know that the market is getting flooded with PSA 10s, but with Connor Bedard, just one of those rookies, personally, I kind of want to be involved in. I think I ended up buying about 50 of these at about $5 a piece. I found that number to grade. And so we'll see what happens there. I'm sorry again to be a little bit slow here because I got these all in my sleeves here, but I did buy 2 of these Julian Alvarez rookie cards. I think paid $3.15 each for these. Part of my recent spending spree. One of them I think is going to be a 10. One of them is off center. I think this is the off center one. And I think will be a 9. Those are not expensive cards, but thought he's got a bright future playing for Man City. This one was quite expensive. I think I paid $111 for. This one does have a shot at a 10, and the 10 can go for several $100s. So I definitely paid up for this one. Probably shouldn't have because it's from a consigner. I am hoping and praying that that is real. But that has the potential. This is one I think is going to gem. I paid $11 for. I got a few of these. I'm trying to buy more of these kind of cheaper ones because the Victor Wembanyama is way out of my league. I put a few bids on them, but I can't even come close to get them. But I just think that's going to be the poor man's color blast. So that's why I'm kind of going after those. I actually bought a lot of Lucas for $160. This is one of them. This I actually thought about selling raw because if you look here, it does, I know it's hard to see in the case, but this I can't blame PSA for. It does have a little something. In fact, I'm curious again to see exactly where it is because even a 9, I'm going to make money on this, but there was something, I get a little closer here for me to look at, that again is not on PSA, but there's, You see this corner here is pretty bad with some white, and that's where there's that little crease right there. So I have fearing the potential for them to really knock this down. I think it's going to depend on the grader because everything else is looking pretty clean and pretty good, but that has a chance to really get it down harshly. I don't think it deserves lower than an 8. I think it could get a 9, which would be great. The other rookies that came in the lot were not gradable at all. That's what I get for buying from a consigner, but something I couldn't pass up. This one I just thought was a cool card. It's from a set 2010 Greats of the Game. I think it's part of the base, but I think it's going to be a 9. What I have, I think it's got some bad edges. I paid $9 for it. This I bought a lot of Damian Lillard for. This I paid about $7 for this. This one I think has a good shot. Is off center, so I think it's going to be a 9. I think everything else looks good. That it could get a 10, but we'll see there. I'm not done with my buying spree yet because unfortunately I got a lot more coming yet. But just a few more cards to show you here. I can't ever pass these up. This is I know there's not a ton of Jerry Lucas, but this one looks pretty clean, and again, an educational process I had to go through, but I picked that up for $1.40, and that's a really rare card with those things there, and so I just can't pass those up. And this one I paid up for. It's a 9. It's got some surface issues and some edge issues, but a rookie X-Fractor from Trail Suggs, number 250. I think I know I paid $40 for it. This is from that set that I got all 10s on from the Classics. I didn't send this in originally, but I looked it over again. It's like, man, it's definitely got a shot at a 10. Probably deserves a 9, but has a shot at a 10. And then I've been trying to spend big on CJ Stroud, and I'm not doing well. But this one looks pretty clean. This is the tops now, so there's got a lot of a print run and things. I'm not even cracking it. I read somewhere that if you just write that you can crack it, that they'll do that. But we'll see what happens there. So at any rate, that is my lots that I'll be sending in. I should have a lot more getting shipped in these last few days of March that I'll be looking over, but man, it can get really frustrating. Oh, sorry, I do have 4 more cards. It can get really frustrating when you buy a lot and there's just not stuff to grade, and so gets annoying. Sorry, I do have a couple more. Another Poor Man's Color Blast. I think this is going to be a 10 for sure. I think those are easy grades. I paid $8 for that. This again, I just have a hard time passing these up. These pristine, especially you can find them clean, and you can generally get them cheap. I know they're not expensive even in a PSA 10, but when I can pay $7, get it graded, and still sell it for $40, I still make a little bit of profit. I know it's not a home run, but the gem count on those is so high that it's worth it. I know, again, there's not a ton of people looking for Anquan Bolden rookies, but this one looked clean. It came out of the case, and it looked really clean. This is the uncirculated one. Paid $7 for it, took a gamble. This one was an expensive gamble here. This is a 1-on-1 Ryan Sandberg. I paid over $230 for this, and it deserves a 9. This is a superfractor. I might not be able to see it. You're not going to be able to, but it's got a little scuff mark here that I tried to get off that I can't. And then it's got a little tiny mark right there that I can't get off. And so my issues are minor. Everything else looks really good, and I think it's going to be a 9. I don't know what I can get for a 9, but I'm hoping to still make a profit on it, but it's not going to be easy when it comes back a 9. But can't really sell it now when it's cracked out of the case, so I might as well get it encased and hope we have a lenient grader for a 10, but again, I think it deserves a 9, should get a 9, and hopefully still make some profit, even though I got way too much money into it. So those are the only cards that I have so far. Hopefully some of these are coming in. I will be able to send in more, but again, the ratio of cards I buy and actually can grade is probably sitting at about 15%, which is incredibly frustrating going through the cards. I should just stick with buying those sets and send them in do better with that. But at any rate, this is again to cover my backside in case PSA would damage them. Hopefully you enjoyed it.